Can your Punch EV do 400 km of highway range at 80 km per hour? Let's find out. Get in the car, lock the door, and let me explain you the trip. So I covered 190 kilometers with 46 percentage of charge. So I just started with 70% of charge, and I've all driven 190 kilometers on all highways. So it was all highway, and my cruising speed is around 80 to 85 kilometer per hour. I'll also be posting you the cruising speed from the ARAI app, and the average efficiency I got is 97. This is the mixed of both city and highways. Is 80% highway, like let's consider it as 90% highway, and 10% city, where I just drove around like 60 to 70. And the total AEC the car has delivered me is under 100, which is really good efficiency. 97 watt-hour per kilometer. It's really good efficiency, and with this efficiency you can easily get 400 plus kilometer of range. To calculate your AEC, for those who don't know what is AEC is average energy consumption. This is like a mileage for your car. In petrol cars or diesel car, you have average fuel efficiency, right? So for the electric vehicle, the average energy consumption is the mileage of your car. For example, if it's saying 97 watt-hour per kilometer, you divide your vehicle's battery into the AEC. For example, let's take it, this is a 40 kilowatt battery, and the kilowatt is 40,000, and just you minus buffer, like for example, because Tata has a certain battery level as buffer, it keeps it as a buffer. So let's take it 39,000 watt-hour. If you divide by 97 AEC, you should roughly get around 407 or 402. So which is really good efficiency compared to the other cars in the segment. So I'll talk about how I got this range, because this is not an average person will drive, because the speed is also 80 kilometer and 85 kilometer per hour. I was not driving as a turtle like how the hypermiling guys used to do. So this is an extreme normal driving style, but little hacking that I did. So I'll explain you what I did step by step. Before we jump onto the video, I suggest you to subscribe and hit the bell icon on the channel. It will help me grow. I'll also be putting more videos, informative videos about this regarding the voltage, water and everything. So it's all gonna be a lot technical, and it's gonna be really helpful for your upcoming electric vehicle to extract more range, and it's gonna be very knowledgeable for you. Alright, to extract this magical range, you need to understand in petrol cars we have average fuel efficiency and instant fuel efficiency as well. The instant fuel efficiency meter gives you a live average efficiency of your driving style. So depending on your pedal, their average efficiency will be varying. So something like that, we wanted something like that on an electric vehicle as well, to know what is the current draw happening on the wattage, to know this. So if you can see here, I have unlocked EV battery power kilowatt. So this is gonna give me live battery draw kilowatt when I accelerate or deaccelerate. For that, this is not enabled by default. It will also not show you in any dash or any infotainment. For that, you need to purchase the hardware. What I did is I purchased the ODB2 port. So I'll show you here. The ODB2 port in Tata Punch is installed over here. So if I open the door, so this is the ODB cover, like this is the fuse box cover. If you open this, okay, you will find the ODB sensor here. Okay, so I have installed generic ODB port from Amazon. So I have just plugged into the ODB sensor, ODB reader, and there is an app called car scan, and if you connect it via Bluetooth, and boom, that's it. That's what you need to do. All the data from the ECU now will be read by this ODB data, And from here, there are a lot of parameters. I'll talk about more in the next video regarding the battery cooling capacity, battery minimum voltage, battery temperature, and everything in the next video. For now, let's focus on the range. Okay, there is just one thing you just need to keep your eye on, is the high volt EV battery power, which is currently saying 0 kilowatt. Like high volt EV battery power, 0 kilowatt. So this is an instant battery consumption draw from your high volt battery. When you accelerate and when you deaccelerate, this value changes depending on how you do it. For example, if you just accelerate faster, this will go up to 220 watts, 20 kilowatts and 25 kilowatts depending on the style. So the key here, the secret sauce to bring the AEC below 97 is driving in the drive bar, using the drive bar just one. What I mean is, if you, I'll just show you. Let me turn off and turn on. Okay, so there is a drive bar over here, right? Drive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 drive bars. Like the last 3 are, it will show in red. So if you drive it, make sure you always drive with 1 bar or 2 bar at max. Don't exceed 2 bar as well. I'll tell you why. If you drive within 1 bar, the average efficiency draw from your battery is going to be less than 10 kilowatt. So if you keep cruising at 80 kilometer per hour, with just 1 drive bar, you'll be drawing around 7.5 to 8 kilowatt per hour, and it's going to be hovering all the way to your complete drive. If you increase your pedal, if you accelerate little bit, and if you go to the second drive bar, the average draw is gonna be more than 10. Like it's gonna be 15, 13, 12. The second bar it exceeds 10. So the first bar is below 10. So we need to always make sure while driving, you don't drive fast. You just need to drive gradually. Like you need to do the pickup gradually. If you are in a speed breaker, if you are starting it from the scratch, make sure you just do very light foot. Make sure you are in 1 or 2, reach a certain speed. For example, my driving speed is around 80 to 85 kilometer per hour. I cruise in the same speed. Once I reach my speed, I just lift up the pedal and just hit it lightly so I can reach the level 1 bar again. And I monitor the high volt battery draw, and it's gonna be around 6, 5, 7, 8. It's gonna be hovering around 6, 5, 7, 8. That's the secret key for your driving pattern. That's it. One more thing, I drive it in eco mode just because the throttle response is not pretty high. Because if you drive it in the other mode like city mode and other mode, if you just hit your pedal slightly, automatically the drive bar will go to 3, 4 and 5, which consumes a lot of kilowatt. It consumes 25, 30 on a local streets as well. So the secret sauce is to use eco mode. One thing, if you use eco mode on the daytime, automatically your AC will also go into the eco mode. Okay, currently the air condition is off because I'm shooting the video. Your AC will also go into eco mode, and if it's like 30 degrees outside, I suggest you to turn off this eco AC just to you can adjust one more kilowatt but not compromise on the heat. So if you're driving on the daytime, make sure you turn on the eco and turn off the eco AC so you don't sweat. And that's one thing. Driving in the eco, doing a light pedal, keeping the drive bar under 1 in all circumstances. Never exceed more than 1. And if you drive it like this, and you will get the AEC below 100, how I got. That's the first step. The second step is to do your region settings. Alright, so how I achieved this is using the region settings. You might have thought that I would have used maximum region or level 2 or level 1 to gain this type of efficiency, but wrong. That's not right. I use 0 region level, literally 0 regeneration level on highways. The reason why I do that is this EV specific car has a high rolling resistant tires. So these tires are not an ordinary tires. These tires from Apollo Amprion has high lowering rolling resistance tires. Okay. So why I'm focusing on the tires? If you accelerate 80 kilometer per hour, and if you have a downhill like a bridge, if you're just going down from a bridge, or the road itself is tapered down, you just leave your pedal off, and your car will be it will be just sailing across your highways for the next 300 or 400 kilometers until it's changed the parameters. Like for example, if I leave my pedal at 85 kilometer at a downhill, and it's gonna move till 300 to 200 kilometers for free until it reaches to 80 kilometer per hour, and again I'll start doing accelerator. This is called sailing, where you sail your car. This is called sailing and coasting, where you sail your car with just pedal and just leave off a pedal, and the car starts moving slowly, similar to the petrol cars. Like we do with the fifth gear, we just do the fifth gear and we accelerate. When we relieve off the pedal, the car will just move on a smooth format without restricting anything. If you do regen, obviously you gain energy, but if your car has if your car has reached your momentum of 80 km per hour, if you have used regen, if you lift off the pedal, automatically the car speed will drastically reduce to 75 or 65 km per hour. You gain some voltage. It's not that you don't get voltage, you gain some kilowatts by I've seen in region 1 it generates around 12 kilowatt or 15 kilowatt. In region 2 it generates around 25 kilowatt for a respective period of distance, but the efficiency is not as good as compared to you keeping the car into the momentum and leaving off the pedal. That way the car keeps sailing, and you don't again increase the power. Again you need to put the pedal on. The electric battery will consume more kilowatts, like it's around 25, and then you start meeting the momentum, and again you lift the pedal off. Automatically the car goes back to the slow speed, and again this thing happens. So when you are in highways, make sure you turn off the regen level to 0, and you monitor your speed. And there is also one more trick here. What I do is I turn off the regen. We have the biggest advantage of Tata cars is that we have pedal shifters, and the regen level is controlled into this pedal shifters. All right. So I imagine the scenario. There is a car or there is a truck in my friend, and someone is slowing down. I automatically leave my pedal off, and I'll just do 1-2 pedal. Immediately the car will go into the regen mode, and it will slow down, and the momentum, the charge that I generate from the braking will go back to the battery. And when I'm building speed, automatically I'll just do one more regen off, and I'll start going. So I don't use much brakes. It's like a hand brake, like if I want to brake, I just do 2 taps like a sports car. And if the traffic is gone, if I'm started moving on, and if I'm building my pace on momentum, I'll just turn it off again. I reach my speed, leave off my pedal, do the sailing. And again, if you want to slow down, if there's any diversion, because from I belong to the Ambur and Chennai highway, so I frequently travel. So there are a lot of diversion. You need to divert from the highway to service road. So when I want to do that, when there's a truck or some car in between, I just put the pedal to 1 or 2, and automatically the car will start braking. I'll gain some juice, and once I reach my destination, I'll just turn off the regen, and car will start sailing. If you just do this, guys, do this. Turn off the regen, just increase your race and leave off your pedal, and see how your car smoothly sails without any effort. So when this happens, then the combination of level 1 driving and the combination of sailing gives you a very good efficiency, and you have a very good battery left into the charge. So that's one thing. And the second thing is the battery cooling. So your car spends some energy, some certain energy to cool your battery pack. It does not want it's not happy if it's beyond 32 or 33 degrees. Currently the ambient temperature here is 32 degrees, and if it exceeds 33 degrees, automatically the battery cooling will start happening. From sometimes in my area it goes to 40 degrees, and the battery cooling will be becoming 40-50% or 70%. And when that happens, it is going to waste energy, and some of the energy will go into your battery cooling. You may not able to achieve 100 AEC. I usually travel at night. So this trip, the 190 kilometers, I traveled at night. I started at 10:50 a.m. and I started at 10:50 p.m. and I reached home at 1:30 a.m. So the 190 kilometer roughly took me around 3 hours, and yeah, I usually travel at night because there is less traffic, there is less heat, and I work at night shift, so it's better for me to travel at night. So if you're planning to have a good efficiency, it's better to have a ambient temperature, because I have noted in 40 degrees your battery is constantly heating, the radiator is on, the coolant is on, the battery is cooling all time. So this is a small trick. If you are planning a ride, make sure you do it at night times, like, or a sunset time where your ambient temperature is below 30 degrees, like 28 degrees. I drove this around 28 degrees Celsius, so this was a really comfortable drive and gave me around 97 watt hour per kilometer. So yeah, that's all about the efficiency, guys. So follow me for more update. Please subscribe, help me grow, and I'm gonna post a lot of technical contents, and I'll be talking about more about the battery voltage and everything. There's something I also want to tell you. If you can see here, my battery percentage is 24, but the actual SOC in the battery is 29. Tata is hiding us a buffer of 5%. So this is gonna really help us, go longer when we are less than 10 kilometers. So there is some secret sauce, a lot of secrets are available. Follow me for more updates. I'll be posting all of these videos in my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope it's helpful. Please drop a comment if you have any questions or any queries regarding the drive on the new Punch EV 40 kilowatt, anything. I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Thank you.